The USA Army traces its origins to the American Revolutionary War, where militias and the Continental Army under George Washington formed the backbone of the fight against British rule. This ragtag army embodied the aspirations of independence and democratic governance, with soldiers drawn from varied walks of colonial life. They operated under conditions of limited supplies, relying on ingenuity and sheer determination. The challenges of organizing a national army led to significant lessons. The Continental Army's victories, such as at Yorktown, demonstrated the potential of a professionalized force. Despite these achievements, the post-war years saw a reduction in the standing army, reflecting a national suspicion of centralized military power. In the early 19th century, the fledgling USA Army faced new challenges. The War of 1812 tested its resilience as it defended national sovereignty against British incursions. The army was still relatively small and decentralized, but key victories, such as at New Orleans under Andrew Jackson, hinted at its growing capabilities. These experiences pushed the government to invest in fortifications and professional military education. The establishment of the United States Military Academy at West Point was a pivotal step in producing trained officers who would shape the Army's future. The Mexican-American War, 1846 to 1848, marked the USA Army's emergence as an expeditionary force. With improved organization and tactics, it achieved decisive victories at places like Veracruz and Mexico City. Generals like Winfield Scott and future Civil War figures such as Ulysses S. Grant gained valuable battlefield experience. The war expanded USA territory significantly, but also ignited debates over slavery and governance. For the Army, it was a proving ground that demonstrated the importance of modern logistics, artillery, and leadership in achieving success. The USA Army's transformation accelerated during the Civil War 1861 to 1865. The conflict saw massive recruitment and the birth of new technologies like railroads, ironclad ships, and rifled muskets. Commanders like Grant and Sherman utilized strategies of total war, reshaping military doctrine. The war's aftermath highlighted the Army's expanded role in reconstruction and peacekeeping. However, the scale of human loss and devastation underscored the need for better medical care and logistics in future conflicts. Following the Civil War, the USA Army turned its attention westward. The Indian Wars saw the Army engaged in campaigns against Native American tribes, using cavalry units like the famed Buffalo Soldiers. These campaigns often reflected the broader national policy of westward expansion. While controversial, these operations allowed the Army to refine its skills in small unit tactics and frontier logistics. The period also saw the development of modern military bases, many of which remain active today. The Spanish-American War in 1898 catapulted the USA Army onto the global stage. The brief conflict demonstrated its growing professionalism and ability to project power overseas. Victories in Cuba and the Philippines highlighted its capability to operate in diverse environments. The war signaled the dawn of America's status as a global power. It also underscored the need for medical advances, leading to significant efforts to combat diseases like malaria in overseas campaigns. The USA Army's involvement in World War I marked its first large-scale engagement in a modern industrialized war. Millions of doughboys were drafted, and the Army adapted to trench warfare, chemical weapons, and large-scale coordination with Allied forces. But the war highlighted the importance of rapid mobilization and logistical support. It also spurred advancements in artillery, aviation, and communication technologies that shaped the Army's future. During World War II, the USA Army became a cornerstone of the Allied victory. It expanded to over 8 million soldiers, engaging in major campaigns across Europe, Africa, and the Pacific. The use of combined arms, air power, and amphibious assaults redefined warfare. The war also emphasized logistics on an unprecedented scale, from supplying troops globally to managing the Manhattan Project. By its conclusion, the USA Army was a world-class force, central to America's superpower status. In the Cold War, the USA Army focused on deterrence and rapid deployment. The Korean and Vietnam Wars tested its capabilities in unconventional conflicts. The Army also adapted to the nuclear age, creating strategies to counter Soviet threats. The period saw the integration of advanced technology such as helicopters and precision weaponry, and the desegregation of the armed forces, reflecting broader societal changes. Post 9/11, the USA Army engaged in counterterrorism and counterinsurgency operations in Afghanistan and Iraq. These wars emphasized adaptability in urban combat and the use of drones, cyber warfare, and advanced surveillance technologies. Today, the Army continues to evolve, embracing artificial intelligence, robotics, and space-based capabilities. Its role in peacekeeping, disaster relief, and global security underscores its adaptability in an ever-changing world.